Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Taz Talks. This is Taz, and I come at you with another boot review. These right here are the Wolverine Rancher Eagles. They are the steel toe model. A few things to say. When I first got these, the first pair that showed up were marked up pretty bad. They had a couple like cut spots where it looked like somebody had taken a knife or a scraper and gone along the side of them right there for about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And it was like that on the inside of the boot too, but only on one of the boots. I did send them back, and they did replace them. Sad thing is that the whole process took about 2 weeks. When you buy something brand new, and you got to get it shipped to you, and yes, you're using their free shipping, which I didn't. I paid the extra money for the fast shipping. You kind of expect if there's something wrong with their product, especially damaged, and not from shipping. The boxes looked mint. There was nothing wrong with them. This was a factory problem. There were like 2 or 3 cuts in the boot. That was the biggest one that I told you about there, but there was 2 or 3 cuts in the boot. And they didn't argue about replacing it. What they argued about was shipping it out right away. They had to wait until I got these back in their possession before they would ship the new ones out, even though they saw that these were defective and they couldn't resell them anyways. I'm sorry, but that's a real downer for customer service when I got to wait 2 weeks to get my boots that I paid like $20-some extra to get fast shipping. It was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Either way, these boots themselves, not bad. These, at the time, were top of the line. They were the newest, the best. They have all the comfort systems built into them, and they do have the really high quality sock on the inside. They're waterproof. The membrane's waterproof. The soles are slip resistant, and I say that in a way kind of laughingly. I do work in a factory job where there's oil and grease, red grease, Teflon grease all over the floor inside my machines, and I'm pushing super heavy reels of steel braided hose around. That's what we make, and I'm really hard on boots. But these, my first day having them in the factory, I damn near look like Donald Duck with my feet slipping all over the place. I did get kind of control of it later on. I just kind of got used to it, and I stopped wearing them to work, mainly because the slip resistance on these are just non-existent. They say they are. If you look at the soles, slip resistant, oil resistant, right there. Okay, they're really not. They got the markings for it, but I'm telling you guys, I slide all over hell on these. If you look at any of my other boot reviews, I'm straight up about it. You know, there's some of them that are fairly good. There's some of them that are really good. These are not. These are not at all. These are steel-toed. Okay, they do have a steel shank instead of the nylon shank. They have held up. I wear them around the acreage now. I don't wear them to work anymore, mainly because I slide around too much in them, and I will get hurt after a while doing that. But beyond the slip resistance, they've turned out really good. I mean, I've never had a wet foot, and at work, standing in oil, here on the acreage, out here in the rain, you know, if I'm out feeding the chickens, watering the dogs, I got a chainsaw up, cutting up trees, or fallen limbs, or actually fallen trees. A lot of times I'm standing in water, okay? I've never had a wet foot. They've gotten discolored, okay? You look at what they look like right now, it's actually kind of funny because just for this video, I scrubbed them up a little bit, and they look pretty black and brown here, I'd say about 18 hours ago. All I use is like Dawn dish soap and one of them scrubber brushes you get from the dollar store, you know, just the bristle brush like you use for your fingernails, and it cleans the oil off them really good. Would I recommend these boots? Of course. They have held up. They're a strong boot. they're just not slip resistant. So I don't recommend them for anywhere where you've got a lot of oil and grease on the floor. Now, if there's just a little bit of water on the floor, I'm sure they're slip resistant enough for that. I don't slide around out here on the acreage, okay? And I've got concrete back here on the back porch and everything else, and I come out in the wintertime with these boots on, and I really don't slide around. But once you involved oil and grease, there was no slip resistance. It was absolutely dreadful. Comfort, these are comfortable. I will tell you, after wearing them for about a month on the job, the soles just felt thinner, okay? And there's a simple explanation for that. Wolverine went on the cheap side when it came to their insoles, okay? So here's the insole that comes with it, okay? You see, that's just kind of a carbon insole with a little bit of a memory foam glued to the bottom back half of it. It's really thin. There's no arch support in that. This is probably one of the worst insoles I've seen come in a boot, especially in one of their top tier boots. I mean, whoever came up with this design for their flagship expensive boot, work boot at that, he should be fired. This was the really bad move, and it really makes what the customers expect go way down. I mean, how do you expect better when this is like the flagship boot, and that's the kind of crap you get in it? But once again, insoles are cheap. You know, for the most part, they're easy to replace. They're cheap. You can find better insoles out there and throw them in there real quick. It doesn't really hurt the boot. It's just, if you're going to spend that much on boots, why put the cheapest thrown together insole known to man in here? That really carries no comfort level, and doesn't really help with arch or anything. I mean, this was really sad. And then the slip resistance on top of that. You know, like I said, in fact, I don't even think they were advertised oil and slip resistant on the website. And they do sell these on the website still. They're at wolverine.com. But they're not oil and slip resistant. They might be water slip resistant, but definitely not oil and grease. Like I said, my other Wolverine boots are. I wear them all the time. Would I buy these again myself? No, I wouldn't. But I do believe that there's a good market for them. Like I said, as long as you're not in oil and grease all the time, these things will probably be great. And once you put a pair of real insoles in them, especially if you're a bigger guy, if you're getting a size 12 or 13 like me, you're going to want a better insole, because it means you're a bigger guy. You know, I'm every bit of 240 pounds and 6'1". I'm hard on boots. I'm pushing around these heavy reels, and I'm doing heavy work with them. I'm really hard on boots, and I need boots that are going to be comfortable for 8 to 12 hours, and I do work a lot of 12-hour shifts. So I'm going to be a little more picky on certain aspects. Now, leather-wise, these have held up real good. Okay, for the type of work they've done, they've held up good. Now, mind you, I've only had them in service for a few months in the factory. But out here on the acreage, I wear them all the time, and they've done really good. The insoles, I put the factory ones back in them so you guys could see them, but what I actually put in them now is a different brand name insole that's quite a bit thicker, and pays quite a bit more attention to your heel and your arch, unlike what Wolverine did. If knowing what I know now, would I have paid what I paid for these? No. These I probably would have paid with the bottom end Rancher boot. Okay, cost on the website. I would not have paid full price for these. No way in hell. Not with them not being slip resistant, not with them having the cheapest insole known to man put in there. You know, the attention to customer care just was flawed on these boots. Once again, the construction of the boot itself is good. They've held together. They haven't come apart at all. The leather, really good. If you're working in a really dirty area, you probably don't want to go with this really bright colored tan. You probably want to go with something that's a bit darker down towards the bottom. I've never gotten water on my foot. So they are watertight. and the sock in them is luxurious. It's comfortable to throw your leg in there. Even if your sock doesn't come all the way up past the boot, the sock inside the boot protects your leg. It's comfortable. I think these boots have a lot of application. I think that, like I said, you know, if you get in a smaller size, you probably don't have to worry about the insole as much. But you know, if you're a bigger boy, you're going to want some insoles, and you definitely don't want to wear these where there's going to be oil and grease. Water's fine. Once again, this is the Wolverine Rancher Eagle steel-toed. You know, like it or not, they're a decent boot. I wouldn't buy them again for my uses. Thank you guys. You got any questions? Please ask. Jump in them comments. Leave me a comment. I'm more than happy to answer them. I'm more than happy to come out with another video if I have to. Yeah, I love doing these. Anytime I can share knowledge to help somebody out, and I'm not a pro, but I do. I wear a lot of boots. I test a lot of boots. I also test a lot of electronics too. Watch my other videos. Like and subscribe, and yeah, let me feel the love a little bit. Thanks. Talk to you soon, and you guys have a wonderful day. Once again, this is Taz over at Taz Talks. Goodbye.